Following live stream is a not so proud member of YouTube's all encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Brought to you today by Mayor Silas D. Sumbish, the best Sumbish around. Hey, boy, I noticed you still haven't changed that acronym there. You really want people thinking that. For shame. Warning! The content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16, and today probably not for children under the age of 45. The language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter was not suitable for his own children when young, and he was a permissive parent. Yet he behaved that way anyhow, and he still does. Gotta lock his ass up. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. Lord knows what this blabbermouth will say next. It just happens trains will be running. Any similarity between characters, situation, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. And any rebroadcast or transmission of this stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised, especially today. And you still haven't told me what the hell Major League Baseball is or what a rebroadcast or a transmission is. And as always, I get stuck with the rules. No, Smokey, read the rules. No, Smokey, you're too young for that. No, Smokey, you're too old for that. No, Smokey, just read the rules and get on with the job. Ow! It's your layout. Do what you want. Rule 2. Don't tell someone what to do unless they ask what they should do. You people should read that. You always tell me what to do. Don't call out, criticize, or mock another channel on your channel. Except this channel. It deserves mocking. Hey, good Friday to everybody. How are you? Let's take a sneak peek and see who all is here. Hopefully I'm not Daleki, but you guys will let me know, I'm sure. Let's see who's here. We got to go all the way back. Man, look at all this. Ed Sutherland is here. Chris, good to see you, sir. Carl, howdy, howdy. Let's see. Colin is here. Nice to have you as always. Jackie, hi. We're fine, and you're not feeling well. We need to flip that record, Jackie. The needle's scratched on it. Pete Clark, glad to have you here. Let me see. I got Carl, got Pete. Det Steve, welcome, sir. And we will now knight you. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Now you can promote your channel or any links you want to. Kevin from Pork Chop Express, nice to have you here. And, let's see. Lee is here. Hi, Lee. Nice to have you. Kieran! Yay, Kieran's here. It wouldn't be the same without Kieran. Sparky! How are you, sir? Yeah, you'd recognize the voices if you're watching the episodes. I've got special people doing my announcements for me lately. Welcome, sir, Mr. Electrician. And I think that's all the names I have here. Mayor Sumbish, Sheriff Buck M. Dannon, and Smokey the Wonder Kid are doing my announcements lately. And yes, coming up in about half an hour, we will run episode 4 of Matt Clark Railroad Detective. That gives you just enough time to abandon this channel and go watch episodes 1, 2, and 3 if you want to know what the hell's going on. I do in some ways enjoy people coming in the middle of the latest episode who are visiting the channel for the first time and wondering what they've stepped into. I will say before we get on with the trains that episode 4 is by far the longest episode. It is over 8 minutes long, so I hope your attention spans can handle it. Hi Heath, welcome in, but that'll come up in half an hour and I'll set it up more then. All right, so not a lot this week. Weather's been crazy everywhere in the United States. I've been working with the 3D printer, managed to print this up. So I'm quite pleased with that. needs a little cleaning up. It's got a little bit of the stringiness still going for it, but this is this type of building seen quite a bit in Delmenhorst, so I'm thrilled with that. And to make my market, I found little concession-like stands here that printed up. I made a couple of these, and I'll make about 4 of these because I'm going to build the market square and have the different farmers market booths and stuff. I still got to get some trucks, but Fowler makes those, so I'll buy those instead of trying to print them myself. But I thought that came out well, so that's pretty cool. That's it. So what are we running train-wise? Well, let's look at the 11-lane view. In the 11-lane view, I'm still running a couple of my double-deckers. So we got the old Regio Bana and the metronome going. In the back, you'll see, well, let's just get them running and you'll see them as they come through. I hope everybody else is doing fine. Welcome, Steve. Somebody who just subscribe to my channel, not knowing what he's getting into. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. There, now you can promote your channel. Everybody's a moderator. If you ever see another channel doing everybody's a moderator, I started it all. Hey, Toby, welcome in, welcome in. So as always, we're running the Railjet. So one of the challenges was to run your favorite or nicest train. There it is, the Railjet. I swear on my live streams I'm doing about half of that. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of an issue with a point again with my red Regio Bond. It was being silly, then it straightened out, then I paused everything, and now first time through he's pausing there again. We'll see if it keeps going. We got the ICE3 going, and Miraklin is making the ICE4, but they did just announce that there'll be a couple of weeks delay on it. Oi. Oh my God, 2 years and the delays are rolling. I know you guys in the UK. Heath, what I don't do is actually build a layout. That's what I don't do. What I don't do is progress on actually making my layout. I'm also a father of 3, grandfather of 1, full-time husband, 35-year veteran of urban public school teaching. Hey, Tim and Melvin, welcome in. I gotta make sure, I want to keep up with everybody. Let's go, and by the way, let's see, what changes did we make? I think I've rearranged trains, but I think you just saw Alex come through, my green Alex train. If you're new to the channel, never been here before, I run German and Austrian trains. One side of my table, which I will pop up here. Let's get a nice view of Alex coming up the track here. This is Alex, which is actually a southern German train. Runs in and out of Munich to various locales across southern Germany. But my one side of my layout is the Delmenhorst station, and I will be slowly building the city of Delmenhorst. Most of that city you see, and I can go up to the village view. Most of that, it's arranged the way the city of Delmenhorst is arranged, but it's not the actual buildings. Well, rail artist, hello. Paul Bottrell has come in. Ian Fox, hi everybody. I've got some more people now. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. So I saw Paul came in. Ian at King Fox Junction, nice to have you. So wow, we've got quite the group here. You're getting old, Chris. Yes, Germany only had east and west, but now they have a north and a south too. They've added it. Santa brought it for Christmas a few years ago. There's nobody running there now. Let's go to the long view. And If you are new to the channel, I will quickly, you'll actually still be able to see the trains, but here is a map of the layout that you can see running. There are other sections, but this shows you where the cameras are and what you would see in the cameras. It is on the left-hand side, it's 8 foot by 12.5 feet. The middle section is 30 inches deep by just over 6 feet long, 30 inches deep, 6 feet long. And then we have an 8 by 11.5 foot table. So that side, as you're looking at it, that side is 8 by 12.5. That side is 8 by 11.5. And that right there, which looks like it's above me, is just over 6 feet by 30 inches deep. So that is the layout. So now you're all caught up and you know what's going on, and you could probably leave if you're bored already. There he goes. Yeah, I got a point, and every now and then you're just going to see a stop because I put my red Regiobahn on track 5, and track 5 has a tricky point that doesn't affect most trains, but I got a couple of trains it does affect. I can't talk today. I'm glad I'm not doing anything live. I can't talk today. Andy Ambrose, I see somebody said hi. Delta is here. Wow, we got a big crew today. Oh my God, I cannot talk. Dude, get your freaking jaw going. Glad this wasn't hitting me when I was teaching. I am from the city of Toledo, Ohio, USA. See, you'll see this every now and then. You'll just see that like second long pause as this idiot hits that point. I might just take him off, but I don't want to. I do want to run him. But Toby, so yeah, I mean, nobody knows where Toledo, Ohio, USA is. We're south of Detroit, and let's do this. In the United States, there's a state called Michigan, and as you're looking at Michigan, it looks like a mitten. Detroit is right there where the thumb joins the hand. Toledo is down about 60 miles from there, right at the wrist. So Detroit, Michigan, straight down Toledo, Ohio. So if you ever look at a map of the United States, there's a state that looks like a mitten. Detroit is right where the thumb joins the hand, and Toledo is about, well, technically 50 miles south of Detroit, but that's where Toledo is. So that's your geography lesson of the day. Toledo, Ohio has one claim to fame. We are called the Glass City, and up until the 1980s, more glass products were produced in the city of Toledo than anywhere else in the world. We were the glass capital of the world. Several glass-making companies, including fiberglass, as in Libby Owens. There was Libby Owens Ford. There was Owens Corning. All these different glass producing and glass product producing companies were all based here. American car drivers and that, if you know Champion spark plugs, they were originally founded here in Toledo and were made here in Toledo until they moved to Arkansas. Oh, and maybe the most famous thing, and the one thing you guys might know from Toledo, Ohio, is the World War II American vehicle, the Jeep, and its current descendants are built here in Toledo, but also in a couple other factories, St. Louis and someplace up in Wisconsin. But the famous vehicle Jeep was built here. Hey, Joseph is back. I gotta see. I'm missing people. I'm babbling and missing people. So hello, Joseph. But you were knighted. I know your name here. Cleveland was where all the pollution from all the downtown factories caught the Cuyahoga River on fire. And that was back in the 70s. But the fact is the Cuyahoga River is actually a very, very clean river now. They have spent 40 years cleaning it up. You can swim in it. You can fish in it. The fishing population has exploded in the Cuyahoga River again. So it's a complete turnaround. So that was a very horrid and terrible thing back in the mid-late 70s when the Cuyahoga River caught on fire. But now it's actually an amazingly clean river. Yes, and Toledo does have the mud hens. The mud hens. Hens as in chickens. The Toledo mud hens. You drive a Jeep, but it has a Mercedes engine in it. Interesting. Oh, ooh, Pete, that's rude. And Tim JD, I'm sorry if I missed saying hello to you. Also one of the greats. So, yeah, it's like every 10th pass, he seems to flip that switch. I need to replace that point, and I'm just too lazy to do it. I'm too lazy to do a lot of things. And for those of you who are new to the channel saying, you've got a blinking light. Yes, we have a blinking LED light. It's been blinking for 2 years. And again, I'm just too lazy to replace it. I need to find a replacement, and we haven't found the exact model, and I need to just give up and replace it. Yep. If you know the old TV show from the 70s, MASH, Corporal Klinger was from Toledo because the actual actor who played him, it was from Toledo. I used to know some of his family. Danny Thomas, the famous 50s actor and St. Jude Hospital founder, is also from Toledo. But so yeah, so Toby, going back to my attachment to German trains is because I ran an exchange program between my high school and a high school in Germany. From 2003 to 2016, so I think that comes out to like 14 years. We had an exchange program, and sadly it only died because the school I taught at, the neighborhoods changed. They realigned the school district borders, and my school went from a working class and middle class to a poverty and low working class neighborhood, and we just couldn't get enough kids who could afford to go to Germany, although we did all kinds of fundraising to we just couldn't get enough kids to go. But and riding the German trains is what got me in love with trains, and I decided I wanted to model some of the trains I was running, that I was riding on in Germany, and all of a sudden I got into model trains. So I'm a latecomer to this. So I didn't buy my first model train until I was 51. Toby, my locos stay on the tracks. I don't put them away. I have, let's see, what's the best view? I don't know. This might be the best view. Let's make it big so you can see. This one. There we go. So you can see there's 5 parking lanes way over here. There's a couple of trains parked now. 1, 2, 3 trains are parked now, plus one additional locomotive because the rest are out on the tracks. And then what you can't see is on the wall above that area over there. So on that wall over there, I have a fiddle yard which has 5 more lanes, and then on the wall is a shelf unit that has 6 more trains. So I don't box my trains up. I leave them out and on display. Hey, Andrew T., nice to have you. We're on the countdown to our infamous episode. So again, I'll ask everybody, how are you guys? You'll notice I didn't have a lot to really ramble on. There's some things that are on my mind, and I'm really trying to bite my tongue because I might violate one of my own rules. Um, but one topic has been heavily discussed on almost everybody's live streams that I've been in this week. Well, two things. Number one, everybody's doing challenges. My challenge is to not do a challenge. No, those challenges are awesome. There's only one that I felt applied to me. Everybody's running okay. Everybody's looking good. Hey, Real J. Oh, we don't have your lights on. There you go. Get your lights on, dude. Oh, we have a lot of things in there. Speaking of doing, no, I can't do that because I got the pain patch on. But yeah, a lot of people were talking about all the different things a lot of channels are doing for, memberships and that. And I'm just going to say, we should not be critical. If somebody does a Patreon, you're not obligated to do that. You don't. And if people are willing to give them money for that, that's awesome. There's been some people have been kind of critical of it, and other people feeling they need to defend why they're doing it. Guys, just like it's your layout, do what you want. It's your channel, do what you want, and everybody else needs to chill. But one thing I do want to mention, because some people are experiencing it more than others. Like, well, no, I won't name names, but I just watched somebody who posted a video about their new shed layout, and before I even watched it, it had 3 dislikes on it. And I mean, it just got posted because we have people that wait for somebody. Most of you think it's just random people who come in. It's not. There are people who are either members or former subscribers to that channel, and they wait for that channel to put up a video so they can run in and put a dislike on it right away. And that's the petty stuff that I would really love to rant about, but I won't. Just other than what I just said. I mean, it's just so petty to just wait for somebody to do a live stream or post a video so you can run on their channel and just make sure you hit the dislike because you've got some whatever grievance or you don't like the person personally anymore. I'd prefer getting the rude emails. Lord knows how many rude emails. Speaking of, well, it wasn't a rude email, but I got a Facebook message on my my Model Train Outsider Facebook page. I got a message from somebody I don't recognize, and they apparently had watched the first couple of episodes, and they felt the need to write to me. I love this when you get everybody. See, look at this. Everybody's coming through at once. See, that's my ADD kicking in. I'm telling you a story, but I interrupt to, ooh, look, everybody's coming through at one time. That's so cool. I don't know if it's realistic. I know it's not realistic, but that's so cool. Anyhow, I got this Facebook message from somebody who said, hey, why are you calling that guy Diesel Dan? You said it's 1891, and the diesel engines didn't come out until the 1900s. And first I had to correct the gentleman and said, the gentleman who did it was a German whose name was Diesel, and he first put his diesel engine on display in 1898. But yes, Diesel Dan is an anachronism. But if you're going to start questioning what's accurate in my cartoons, I don't know what to tell you. You call that guy Diesel Dan, and diesels haven't been invented yet. It's all wrong. I was going to like your cartoons, but that's stupid. I don't know, what would you call that? I mean, is it a cartoon? It's not animation. It's voiced comic strip, I guess, is what you would call it. You guys are rather quiet today. Wow, we're up to 33 today. But yeah, it's to me. I frame that with the same guy who sent me an email after the Everard Junction song went up and said, "Oh my God, who told you you could sing? You effing suck. You gotta stop singing. This is horrible. Where did you get the idea you could sing?" And I'm like, dude, have you not caught the intro to every one of my songs? I'm the first one to tell you I can't sing. That's why I try to get Joyce to sing as much as possible. Or as Chris likes to call her, the voice of an angel. Wait, RJ Brand Design? Did somebody come in I didn't see? Ah, there he is. Well, welcome. Oh, is that Toby's father? It'd be scary if my dad came in. Because he's been dead for about 6 years. Well, let's night anyhow. And I declare you an angel to our boy Toledo. Oh, it's definitely a parody. It's just whether it's a parody or not. So yeah, my trains are mostly American. If you're new to the channel, I don't consider myself an expert in American, but I definitely have educated myself heavily in American. That I figure I can educate most Americans and maybe even UKers on what American is, stands for, and does. Because if you're into model trains, you owe a deep debt of gratitude to American because they were one of the very first people to create model trains, electric running trains. They invented the whole scale system. They invented HO scale and O scale and 1 scale and 2, 3, 4, 5 scale. And in 1972, as Heath here has learned, they invented Z scale. Now, Mr. Toby's father. I will be showing a cartoon in a couple of minutes that some of the humor in it may not be appropriate for younger generations. If you remember the old 80s TV show, The Young Ones, the humor is in that vein. Monty Python, but with a little more naughtiness and risque. All right, we're getting there. We're almost time, so let me go ahead and set this up and pause everything. I know I hate to stop running the trains, but... Okay, so... today's episode is a longer one. It's close to 9 minutes long. That's double the length of all the other episodes. If you don't know the story... The background. In the 1950s in America, there was this TV show called Stories of the Century, and it featured a lot of different serials, weekly adventure stories. One of them was a cowboy called Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. And I started making fun of it and decided to take it to the extreme and make these very poorly done voiced and animated. So I've been doing Matt Clark, Railroad Detective, but while the language is maybe PG-13, some of the jokes, especially beginning today, are definitely a little stronger. So it's on you if you have children watching to either explain the jokes or have your kids explain the jokes to you. So in episode 1, we met the situation, and you met the Sheriff Buck M. Dannon, and Mayor Silas D. Bish, B-I-S-H, kids, Bish. In episode 2, you met our hero, Matt Clark, his buddy, Diesel Dan, but diesel engines haven't been, and the character Smokey, and Smokey is going to get wilder and wilder as a story. Smokey is the know-it-all kid everybody's sick of. Think of Wesley Crusher from Star Trek New Generation, except more twisted. And in episode 3, you met Matt Clark's girl, and really episode 3 was just more a couple of jokes that I had written and wanted to fit into the scene, including the cat house madam. And but today we get rolling the plot. It's still more of a static story. The action begins in episode 5, which is next week, which is I really think is my favorite episode so far. I've got 7 filmed. I'm working on episodes 8 and 9. And we'll probably go 13 episodes at least. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get showing this. It is 9 minutes long. I hope you enjoy it. This was my favorite until I did episode 5. I hope you guys appreciate it. I'm going to tell you the volume gets a little weird because there's some low talking and some high talking, and you have to pay attention to everything. So, gosh, you hate Smokey? Why would you hate Smokey? He's such a nice guy. Aw, shucks. Anyhow, so let's get to the episode. So set your earpieces, keep your eyes rolling, keep your ears ready, and here is episode 4, 9 minutes long, Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. Ladies and gents, let's give it up for Nancy Mcgee.
It's Lil, damn it!
Bill and her boys. And now, ladies and gents, making his first appearance here at the Filthy Glass, the cowpoke crooner himself, Rusty Twinger. Thank you. Thank you all. You know, it does get him out of boring on those long cattle drives. So here's an old favorite we cowpokes love to sing on the drive. Oh, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You and the brothers there just can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist stand around thing put into your face, you get sprung, want to pull up through, cause you notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked, I can't stop. Gosh darn, man, nobody sings them like Rusty Twanger. No, Diesel Dan, he truly is an original twangster. Out in a Gata Davida, my honey, don't you know that I love you? In a Gata Davida, oh darling, don't you know that I'll always be true? Ho, ho, won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, oh, won't you come with me and we will walk this land? Of course, no one sings as beautifully as our own big gulch songbird, Miss Nancy. And here she comes. Why, howdy, Miss Nancy.
It's Lil Mare. My name is Lil. I don't know why you call me Nancy, but my name is Lil.
Oh, aren't you just the cutest thing, Miss Nancy?
Oh! So, hello, Matt. What did you think of the show?
Why, it was just amazing, Nancy. I wish someone would invent a way I could carry your voice around me and listen to all your songs, and Rusty's too. I could have it in my hand or in my pocket, just listen whenever I want. I could call up my tunes and listen all the time. Matt, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we really need to talk about your plans for Bobby the Kid.
Matt, do you really think he'll come to Big Gulch?
Without a question, honey. The mayor and the sheriff are here. The Black Mamba will be here in 2 more days, and now I am here. If he wants to settle his accounts, it's all here in one place at one time. Well, I suppose one way to foil his plans then is if we all scattered and spread out. It'll make it harder for him. I could head to Santa Fe or Los Angeles or Hawaii even, and you all go your ways. No, Sheriff, we stick together and we will beat him here. Why, Matt, it sounds like you have a plan. Hey, Miss McGill. The boys want to talk to you about the next show.
Thanks, Smokey. I'll see you later. Right, Matt?
That would be wonderful, Miss Nancy.
You're in the same room at the Squeaky Spring.
No, I moved across the hall.
Oh, good. I hated the bed bugs. Bye.
Good night, Nancy.
Good night, Miss Nancy.
Good night, Miss Nancy.
It's Lil. Oh my God, it's Lil. My name is Lil. Why can't you get that through your thick heads? My name is not Nancy. My name is Lil McGill.
Oh, she sure has a lot of spunk. I see why you like her, Matt. I don't think there's anyone in the West who could have tamed a filly like that but you, Matt.
Yeah, I know when I see her all upset and spinning in her skirt like that, I feel funny deep inside. Smokey, we really need to have that talk real soon.
Speaking of talking, I believe Matt sounded like you had a plan. Well, as you all know, the last time we caught Bobby, he had already robbed every train from Missouri to Mexico. His mistake was here at Big Gulch. When you called me in, he thought I was up in Denver, and I made sure no one knew I was in town. Not even Nancy, Dan, or Smokey. I got the Black Mamba outside of town, then hid in the baggage car until we left Big Gulch. And when Bobby made his move, I was there to stop him.
Yep, Matt. Only the mayor and the sheriff knew. It was brilliant. You caught Bobby with his pants down, you could say. I'll say. I heard you arrested him while he was in the latrine car, Matt.
That's just a rotten rumor, Smokey.
But Bobby said you did it at the trial. Said it was sneaky and underhanded.
Now hush, Smokey. He was just bitter that I caught him.
No, his men said so too. Hush, Smokey. And several passengers.
Hush, Smokey.
Oh, shucks.
All right, so here's my thoughts. If I can get you to look at this map here, fellas. Now look here. Bobby will be coming from Amarillo. He can't ride trains. He's too recognizable now. And he knows the stations will be watched. He's going to gather a gang and come by horse. He has to avoid Paradise City, as that is the biggest town west of Amarillo. So he could come through out of the woods, or here, I'm sure you would, and the Finger Lake. Too much ground for us to cover that way. Also, we know he wants the Black Mamba, but he also wants the payrolls that'll be picked up here, and the ore and materials from the mining camp up by Lake Albalo, and those will go to the banks and the shops in Paradise. So I think he's going to try to grab that train, the only place where he has a good place to ambush, and that's here. He will want to get the Black Mamba here when it leaves the Cougar's Hole and starts pushing up Nellie's Pass. This is when it's the most vulnerable.
That's right, Matt. You have to go through Cougar's Hole and up Nellie's Pass to get to Paradise.
Well, it would probably be before it gets too far up Nellie's Pass. The line narrows there. The Black Mamba will find it tight up Nellie's Pass. It has to slow down, so that would make it the ideal spot.
Would anyone here like another drink?
Well, who are you?
Oh, Matt, this here is Daisy Cockett, the new waitress here. She comes to us from Paradise.
What brings you all the way from Paradise?
I used to work at the train station there, but I lost my job.
What happened, Missy?
Too many long hours.
You mean with the train schedules?
No, with the station manager. And his wife found out.
Well, bring us another round, little lady. We have work to do. Back to the plan, Matt? All right, so as Sheriff Dannon said, the best place to hijack the Black Mamba is before it starts up Nellie's Pass. So 2 mornings from now, when the Black Mamba arrives, I, Sheriff, and Diesel Dan will be on the Mamba. Diesel Dan will be up with the engineer in the cab. The Sheriff and I will be in a passenger car. And we will get 2 deputies to be in the safe car in the payroll and minor shipment. 5 of us should be enough, as Bobby won't have time to get a big gang together. And he will want to strike soon before he thinks we can organize a manhunt here. He wouldn't know I'm here, so that's our advantage again. Matt, are you sure I shouldn't deputize a few more? Or I could even ride to Santa Fe to get some marshals, or to Flagstaff and get some federal troopers? No, Sheriff, I think we need to strike hard and fast, and a small group is better.
Can't I go, Matt?
No, Smokey, not this time.
But, Matt!
Well, if he wanted, he could go for me, Matt. I go find some more help.
Yeah, you could use me, Matt. I could be a big help.
No, Smokey. Now head over to Miss Nancy and tell her I'll be in the front row for the next show. Then head on home before your parents worry about you.
Ah, shucks. No, Smokey, you're too small, Smokey. Go run this errand, Smokey. Do this, Smokey. Do that, Smokey. Stay out of the brothel, Smokey. Don't tell anyone about the picture, Smokey. It's all a bunch of horse poop.
Why, Matt, that sounds like a hell of a plan. Why, I do declare, this will be a story to tell grandchildren, if I were lucky enough to have some little sumbitches around.
Here are your drinks, gentlemen.
Well, this calls for a toast. To Matt Clark, the best railroad dick ever. Cheers,
Cheers,
Matt.
Matt. Yo, Matt.
I warned you. If you didn't catch the joke setting up and getting naughtier and naughtier, when I up it, if you did not listen to everything Smokey said, you need to go back and listen to it.
Aw, shucks. Nobody lets me do anything. Smokey, you're too young. Smokey, you gotta get out of here. Smokey.
Well, if it was a fast 9 minutes, then it means that the humor or the story was pretty good. So I'm going to take that in a positive vein. Welcome, Hardcore. Personally, as much as I like the picture, I like Joyce's voice for Daisy. I think Joyce's voice for Daisy is quite fun. Oh, this is just the beginning with Smokey. And again, as Smokey is walking away, throwing his temper tantrum, you have to listen to everything he says. And I think it was Tim J.D. said, oh, this is quite risque. Or a bit risque. A bit? No. It's very risque. Yeah, we're going to drive the Black Mamba through the Cougar's Hole and up Nellie's Pass. If you're not catching those jokes, there's nothing I can explain for you. And if you're underage, you should be gone now. Oh, Tim, it all comes together at the end. Like I said, this is the first where, the story starts off explaining that there's a villain called Bobby the Kid, Billy the Kid's younger brother, but meaner. You haven't met Bobby. You meet him next week. It's hilarious. You're going to meet a bunch of new characters next week, and I personally think Episode 4, I think, is great, but risque. Episode 5 is just off the wall. I want you to see all the episodes I've done, but Episode 5 is just amazing. Hi to all those who came in. It's all a bunch of horse poop! God, now I gotta look that up. I think I'll do it again. Do it again, bow, bow, bow. Yeah, the Mamba will find it. It's a bit tight, so the Mamba will find it hard going up Nellie's Pass. Yeah. I should put the map up. I actually have the map as a photograph on here so you guys could see all the bad jokes on it, but you are here to watch trains, I think. Oh, I don't have the rest of it here.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah, if you didn't see the map, here's the map. You've got Concita Forest. You've got lake out below. Out into woods. I'm sure you would. Not sure you would. The Finger Lake. The Cougar's Hole. Nellie's Pass. Kitchen Sink. By the way, for those of you not familiar with Western terminology, a sink is a small, shallow, I don't even want to call it a lake. It's like a really humongous puddle that will fill up with water during rainy seasons and slowly drain away. It's a sink. So you got Kitchen Sink, the Benny Hills. My personal favorite and the one Joyce liked the best was the Finger Lake. So hi, Nancy. Yeah, I saw. That cold wave is coming to us, but probably not that cold. Hello, Herb, as well. Now, Benny Hills was just obvious to do that one, to me at least. Benny Hills. I don't know that that's the best bit. Personally, I like Finger Lake, especially when you look at the shape of it. But Cougar's Hole and Nellie's Pass are the two parts. But again, like I said, there are some people that are going to be offended by some of the humor, and I just try to warn. I don't know, Andrew Turnage, did you see a pun? Concita Forest. Everything's a pun. Everything's a bad pun. The names are bad puns. The jokes are bad puns. Hi, Christopher. Glad to have you here. Once again, we got everybody coming through. Oh, missed it. It's quick. Station. There we go. Station. Coming at you. Nobody's there, so maybe we should move back to here, because, All right, let's just go to the big view. Yeah. Now there is a town called Amarillo and there is a town called Santa Fe, but everything is made up. This is a fictional old American West. Like I said, hey David Cook, nice to have you here. Hey Colin. Of course, last week we had the one of the things is I like to put in jokes that only maybe one or two other people might pick up and just see who gets it. Now, last week I was a little shocked that basically nobody got the Lil joke, that her name is Lil, but everybody calls her Nancy. I figured there'd be a few people who knew the Beatles song Rocky Raccoon. By the way, if you're a comic book geek, the Marvel comic character and also in the Avengers movie series, Rocky Raccoon was named after that Beatles song. Now, somewhere in the Black Mountain Hills of Dakota, there lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. It's on the Beatles' White Album, but there's a stanza in there. The song is about a cowboy whose girlfriend runs off with a guy named Dan, and he goes to settle the score. And so his rival, it seems, had broken his dreams by stealing the girl of his fancy. Her name was McGill, and she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Now she and her man, who called himself Dan, were in the next room at the hoedown. Rocky burst in and grinning a grin. He said, Danny boy, this is a showdown. Okay, so, but again, if nobody gets it, it's still cool because I get the joke and there'll be 1 out of 100 people who get that joke. So we have Lil. Her name is Lil, but everybody calls her Nancy. And many people say it's stupid, but the people who get it will smile at it, laugh at it. And again, at the beginning, when Lil is singing, notice I call her Lil. When Lil is singing, she's singing the end of Don't Cry for Me, Argentina from the musical Evita. And I'm just waiting to get that email. How could she have been singing Don't Cry for Me, Argentina? That's the joke. Hey, Leamington Station. You're going live with a premiere in 7 minutes, aren't you? Yeah, I saw Christopher Plummer died today. Christopher Plummer never saw a movie role he wouldn't accept. He was in some of the greatest movies of all time and some of the worst movies of all time. He was just like, I'm here, write the check, I'll do my bit. Not too proud. The Steamers will be making a comeback soon. I don't know if next week, but yes, I'll be bringing the Steamers back very soon. And the little bit where the crowd's throwing flowers and then her backup singers got flowers thrown to them too. And then somebody throws a pair of boxer shorts at her. A pun, a parody of how the rock and roll singers get girls to throw their underwear up at them. So I just reversed it. Oh my God, all these street names. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Heck, you got Paradise and Intercourse, Pennsylvania. And the highway leads from Intercourse to Paradise. You mean steam, 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 or stream, stream, stream? Well, I could try to pull up your. I could try to pull up your live, your premiere, and we could all watch it on my stream, watching you on your stream. Well, yeah. Hey, you went almost 40 minutes between little bits like that, dude. Good job. We'll see if he does it again. And then, of course, there's Rusty Twanger. Now, Twanger has a double meaning. Twanger is what they call somebody who plucks a banjo. That's an old term for a banjo plucker, along with a banjo plucker. But twanger is also slang for male anatomy. Take off the T and you get the British slang phrase. By the way, what'd you guys think of Rusty Twanger's country music, Western music? What'd you think of Rusty Twanger's songs? Oh, I like big butts, you cannot lie. Your other brother here just can't deny. And I took one of my favorite old Western tunes, El Paso, and turned it into In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, which I found out actually works. You can actually sing the lyrics of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida to El Paso. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Out in In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, my darling, don't you know I'll always be true. Yes, Kevin, thank you. That was indeed Sir Mix-a-Lot's song, Baby Got Back. Also known as the Big Butt song. But I did it at a bluegrass pace. Rusty Twanger will be returning in a later episode. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Marty Robbins. Any of my fellow Americans know the old country singer, country western singer Marty Robbins? Love Marty Robbins. What, the In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida? That was Iron Butterfly. If you're asking about the song In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, that was Iron Butterfly. 1969. At the time, it was its original uncut version was 23 minutes long. It was the longest song ever recorded that wasn't from an opera or something. Dear sir, I was watching your attempts at comedy on your train channel, and I wanted to point out to you that your singer is singing the song Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, when it clearly states it's 1891, and the song Don't Cry for Me, Argentina first appeared in 1978 in the Broadway play Evita. So you've made a big glaring error there. I just can't find it funny. Out in the West Texas town of El... See, I'm going to keep singing that crap now. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with... Well, I was 6 in 1969. And I can't tell you how difficult it is for me to resist a whole bunch of jokes regarding that year and number, but we will move on. Yes, Ed Sutherland. Oh my God, that is one of the greatest jokes ever on American TV. When Bart Simpson switches out the church organ lady's music with In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and they do the whole bit. I saw that the first time it aired and was in hysterics. And I guaranteed you I was clearly thinking that scene when I threw it into the episode. I was clearly thinking that. Hey, Stuart, welcome in. Out in the West. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosie's cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl. Blacker than night were the eyes of Felina, wicked and evil while casting a spell. My love was deep for this Mexican maiden. I was in love, but in vain I could tell. How's that, kids? I just went from 32 to 16. Out through the back door of Roses I ran, out where the horses were tied. I caught a good one, it looked like it could run, up on its back and away I did ride. Just as fast as I could from the west town of El Paso, out to the badlands of New Mexico. All right, enough of that. I'm going to embarrass people. Well, Paul, somebody raised you right, bringing you up on the Beatles. That's the way to go. I grew up, the Beatles were the music of my childhood. I am a Beatle fanatic. I don't care whether people like or dislike the Beatles. I'm a huge Beatles fanatic. I'm a Beatles maniac, greatest rock and roll band in the history of the world. You wouldn't have the Who, the Pink Floyd, the Stones, or anybody else if you don't have it. And it doesn't mean I don't love the other bands. But, yeah, Beatles are my band. As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy wrapped all in white linen, wrapped in white linen, as cold as the clay. Oh God, I'm going on a Marty Robbins bender. I need to do something. Put that down, Smokey.
Oh, shucks, nobody lets me play with anything.
I don't have a genre of music I prefer. Everybody's like, oh, music in the 60s was the best. There was awesome music in the 60s and a lot of crap. Oh, music of the 80s was the best. There was a lot of great music from the 80s and a lot of crap. Now, I will admit that the last 10, 15 years, I have not found much music that I like. But it's probably just me getting old and building my walls and keeping it simple. Graham, I will watch immediately after my live stream. I really should have gone over and watched as you were doing live, but I apologize. I mean, it's like, I'm a kid of the 60s, but I got into punk rock, and there was a lot of punk rock I liked and a lot of punk rock I hated. There's only two styles of music where I hate anything in that style of music, so prepare to burn me in effigy. Leave my channel. Leave everything. I hated disco. I still hate disco, anything that's like disco. I hated disco the first time through, and every time somebody tries to bring it back, me and my friends quietly eliminate them so that disco shall never return. And then I hate bluegrass. And one of my best friends is a bluegrass fan. We just don't discuss bluegrass music when we're together. I'll have to check those out later, Paul, because they'll start causing feedback in here. Joyce is fine. She'll be making her typical 5 o'clock appearance at 5 o'clock. I assume she is doing her after work stress relief exercise routine up in the gym I made her out of my son's old bedroom. So she's probably doing her exercises to burn off her week's worth of stuff. But otherwise, she's peachy keen, ducky fine. Yes, Ronald Reagan did release an album of cowboy songs because he was hosting Death Valley Days, the TV show, back in those times before he became governor. Or maybe he was even governor while he was filming that bit. Well, you never know when another job's going to call you. Yes, Mommy? Even rap music, I think the vast majority of rap music is garbage, but there's a lot of good rap music, rap songs, if you don't want to call it music, but there's a lot of rap. I think is excellent, and hip hop. But again, overall, hip hop's not a music I prefer to listen to, but there are hip hop songs I can listen to. I don't like modern country music. I don't like country music since Achy Breaky Heart. Since country became very glitzy, well, I don't want to say Hollywood. That takes the wrong impression. But country just got too fake and kind of lost its roots to me. But I like Don Williams and Marty Robbins, Johnny Cash. Tim is leaving us. Okay, Tim, bye. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Tim's got a great video out, and I'm highly offended. If anybody in here were the ones who put dislikes on his newest video, meh to you. I wouldn't think so. The people that come here are crazy and know to appreciate insanity. Ha! The ups and downs of spaceflight. Woo! That joke was aiming for the stars. I also love classical music. I am a huge Mozart aficionado and fan. Love Mozart. Oh, like I said, I'll get dislikes, although knock on wood, I have not gotten a dislike on anything too recently. I think a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I got a dislike. But yeah, the only other negative was the email regarding Diesel Dan. You call him Diesel Dan, but yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but you're calling your character Diesel Dan, and your story clearly states it's 1891, and diesel engines weren't released until the 1900s. Actually, diesel engines came out in 1898, but that's a different story. I haven't been to a lot of concerts in my life. Back when I was a kid, we used to have a huge summer concert festival here in Toledo called the Speedway Jam, and all the big bands of the 70s would come. And you would see them. So I saw Aerosmith and Journey and Bad Company and Foreigner, Styx, and all these guys would come over at various times through the 70s, would come to Toledo. So I got to see all the big bands, the American, and even some of the UK big bands that toured America. They would do the Speedway Jam here in Toledo. The first concert I went to was Adam and the Ants in 1980 in, I want to say it was Detroit. I might screw it up. I saw Adam and the Ants in 1980. That was like the first time I went to a concert on my own, where it wasn't, I went with siblings or I went supervised by somebody, one of my older cousins or something like that, where I just bought a ticket and went. The first concert Joyce and I went to was Yes on their 90125 tour, Owner of a Lonely Heart and that stuff. That's not bad. Then I went to a bunch of U2 concerts through the 80s. I was a big U2 fan in the 80s. And I still like the early U2. I kind of lost interest in them by the time they started, after Achtung Baby. Achtung Baby was the last album of theirs I bought. After that, I just kind of lost interest in what they were doing musically. Every now and then they would still come out with a good song. Went and saw Paul McCartney in '92. I took a Russian guy who 6 months earlier was living in Russia, talking about bread lines, and Joyce and I took him to see Paul McCartney in concert. He cried for 3 days out of pure joy. And then Joyce and I went and saw Adam Ant live a couple of years ago. He came to he came to Detroit and Cleveland, and we went and saw him at both shows, doing basically a greatest hits tour. Adam Ant's Anthems tour, which was awesome. It was amazing. He even took a couple of songs of his I didn't like and made them pretty good. I've been to no Sonny and Cher concerts there, Heath. Sorry. Even though Sonny Bono actually wrote some big hits in the 60s and had some songs with Sonny and Cher. Not my thing, sorry. Well, again, I don't want to bring it up, but a lot of people don't like U2 because of their political views. And so Bono gets portrayed as a big egotist. And to be honest, anybody, whether they're conservative or liberal, when they start talking about certain things on politics, like we need to conserve energy, says the guy who owns a 50-room mansion and has private jet flights all across the world all the time. People need to, buckle their belts and live a little tighter, says the guy who owns 10 golf courses and blah, 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 See, now I go the other way. I can't stand Phil Collins. He was okay when he first took over as lead singer for Genesis, and I know he was the drummer for Genesis. And I liked a lot of what he did after Pete left Genesis. But his solo career, I can't stand. And a lot of what he did in the later years of Genesis, I can't stand. I was never a Phil Collins fan. Well, that's what I was saying. I tried to keep it both sides, and yeah, no politics. Not even if it's music or train related. But it's just, you all get big heads when you get that famous. I mean, that's whether it was John Lennon from the Beatles who got a little big-headed after he left the Beatles, because that was the whole point. Hey, Bear Lane Stephen Price, good to have you here. Wow, I bumped up to 34. Holy McMoly. Yeah, Rod Stewart, the one you guys don't know because he doesn't really talk about it, but I know for a fact he is, and I also know he's been to my favorite train place in the world, Miniature Wonderland, or Mi Woo La to the in-crowd kids. It's not just Miniature Wonderland. If you really know it, it's called Mi Woo La. You call it me woo la if you're in with the hip crowd. But Roger Daltrey from The Who is a huge model train enthusiast and supposedly has a major layout, but he also has gone to Northlands in the USA and has been to Miniature Wonderland a few times. Roger Daltrey is a huge model train guy. So not only Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. Robert Plant is a model train guy. Yeah, that's just it. He keeps it private. I talked to one of the two brothers, the founders of Miniature Wonderland. I got to talk to them for 15 minutes back in 2017. And they've got a wall where they show all the famous people who have come to Miniature Wonderland. And, of course, this was around the time that there was a famous article about, before... Oh, crap, what am I trying to say? Before Rod Stewart became, famous for donating all the money to that club that had their show vandalized a couple of years ago. But there was an article about him, and he went to Miniature Wonderland, and he got photographed being there. And Garrett Brown said that Roger Daltrey is a huge fan. They have a picture, but he doesn't want them putting it up there. And that he says Roger Daltrey has got a huge layout that they have seen, but Roger Daltrey does not publicize it. So apparently if you got an awesome voice for rock and roll, you're into trains. Although does Rod Stewart, and I like Rod Stewart, mostly, does he really have a great rock and roll voice? He's famous, and his voice isn't like hideous like mine, but I never thought he had a great voice. Robert Plant, Roger Daltrey, on the other hand, I would join an evil scientist cult to steal either of their voices. Hey, Ewan, if you're taking off, take care. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Yeah, well, Frank Sinatra had to have a place to hide the bodies. So he had to have a big layout. Frank Sinatra, I don't know anything about the mafia. It's just all my best friends are in the mob, which I don't know about. Out in the West Texas down. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. You were grounded? Whoa. Yeah. No, my parents didn't do grounding. I never got grounded. But man, if you were 5 minutes late home for 6 o'clock dinner, you weren't sitting down for dinner. Well, that's it. Maybe all the hate mail for my horrible singing voice is all these rock and roll stars incognito. And that's why they hate on my parody songs. Oh, now that's new to me. I did not know Eddie Izzard was into model trains. That's awesome. Love Eddie Izzard. He is so funny. and empty. It's empty. It's empty. But bam! Here we go. Model train overdose. So many trains coming at you at one time. Back to 11 lane. The Regio-Bahn and the Railjet coming through again. Love that Railjet. I love that Railjet, and I hope you'll love it too. Plenty of great 90s and onwards music. I'm a huge Shins fan, but I don't think most of you know the Shins. I know, this is my ADD kicking in. Yeah, all those trains at one time collecting around. Yes, I love it. Hey, Steve Childers, how are you? Coming in late, I see. There is no late. You just, maybe that was the intention. You missed episode 4. Oh, shucks, you didn't see episode 4. You missed my big scene. Shut up, Smokey. Ah, shucks. Smokey, we're going to have that talk with you real soon. Yeah, I know. We got to have a talk. I don't know where you show it again. I didn't show last week's. No, I did show last week's the second time right at the end. Well, you guys tell me. Do you want me to play it again? I'll play it again. It's in production, Andrew, but they also, according to one of my sites, they've announced a delay, and it's now listed as a March-April release. I really am expecting it. I was expecting it late February, early March, but it is now officially being manufactured, and they just released a little internet commercial where they had a model of it running in the background, so it clearly has prototypes and is in production. So I guess now it's going to be well, that's 2 out of 28. I don't know if that's a I can't worry about it. I've got friends in the UK who are talking about trains that were announced. I don't know if Christopher's still here, but like it was first announced 6 years ago, and they're just now in the CAD phase. And so I guess I can't complain. If I desperately wanted an ICE4, I could have bought the Pico one in 2020, but I wanted to hold out for the Märklin one. All right, well, you guys got 9 minutes to kill, so I will kill you with it. Do it again, do it again. now, ladies and gents, let's give it up for Nancy Mcgee
It's Lil, damn it!
and her boys. And now, ladies and gents, making his first appearance here at the Filthy Glass, the cowpoke crooner himself, Rusty Twinger. Thank you all. You know, it does get him out of boring on those long cattle drives. So here's an old favorite we cowpokes love to sing on the drive. Oh, I like big butts and I cannot lie. You and the brothers there just can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist, stand around thing put into your face, you get sprung, wanna pull up through, cause you notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked, I can't stop. Gosh darn, man, nobody sings him like Rusty Twanger. No, Diesel Dan, he truly is an original twangster. Out in a gata da vida, my honey, don't you know that I love you? In a gata da vida, oh darling, don't you know that I'll always be true? Oh, how won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, won't you come with me and we will walk this land? Of course, no one sings as beautifully as our own Big Gulch songbird, Miss Nancy. And here she comes. Why, howdy, Miss Nancy.
It's Lil Mare. My name is Lil. I don't know why you call me Nancy, but my name is Lil.
Oh, aren't you just the cutest thing, Miss Nancy?
Oh! So, hello, Matt. What did you think of the show?
Why, it was just amazing, Nancy. I wish someone would invent a way I could carry your voice around me and listen to all your songs, and Rusty's too. I could have it in my hand or in my pocket, just listen whenever I want. I could call up my tunes and listen all the time. Matt, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we really need to talk about your plans for Bobby the Kid.
Matt, do you really think he'll come to Big Gulch?
Without a question, honey. The mayor and the sheriff are here. The Black Mamba will be here in 2 more days, and now I am here. If he wants to settle his accounts, it's all here in one place at one time. Well, I suppose one way to foil his plans then is if we all scattered and spread out. It'll make it harder for him. I could head to Santa Fe or Los Angeles or Hawaii even. And you all go your ways. No, Sheriff, we stick together and we will beat him here. Why, Matt, it sounds like you have a plan. Hey, Miss McGill, the boys want to talk to you about the next show.
Thanks, Smokey. I'll see you later. Right, Matt?
That would be wonderful, Miss Nancy.
You're in the same room at the Squeaky Spring.
No, I moved across the hall.
Oh, good. I hated the bed bugs. Bye.
Good night, Nancy. Good night, Miss Nancy. Good night, Miss Nancy.
It's Lil. Oh my God, it's Lil. My name is Lil. Why can't you get that through your thick heads? My name is not Nancy. My name is Lil McGill.
Oh, she sure has a lot of spunk. I see why you like her, Matt. I don't think there's anyone in the West who could have tamed a filly like that but you, Matt.
Yeah, I know when I see her all upset and spinning in her skirt like that, I feel funny deep inside.
Smokey, we really need to have that talk real soon. Speaking of talking, I believe Matt sounded like you had a plan. Well, as you all know, the last time we caught Bobby, he had already robbed every train from Missouri to Mexico. His mistake was here at Big Gulch. When you called me in, he thought I was up in Denver, and I made sure no one knew I was in town. Not even Nancy, Dan, or Smokey. I got the Black Mamba outside of town, then hid in the baggage car until we left Big Gulch. And when Bobby made his move, I was there to stop him. Yep, Matt. Only the mayor and the sheriff knew. It was brilliant. You caught Bobby with his pants down, you could say.
I'll say. I heard you arrested him while he was in the latrine car, Matt.
That's just a rotten rumor, Smokey.
But Bobby said you did it at the trial. Said it was sneaky and underhanded.
Now hush, Smokey. He was just bitter that I caught him.
No, his men said so too.
Hush, Smokey.
And several passengers.
Hush, Smokey.
Oh, shucks. Boys want to talk to you about the next show.
Thanks, Smokey. I'll see you later. Right, Matt?
That would be wonderful, Miss Nancy.
You're in the same room at the Squeaky Spring.
No, I moved across the hall.
Oh, good. I hated the bed bugs. Bye.
Good night, Nancy.
Good night,
Miss
Miss Nancy.
Good night, Miss Nancy.
It's Lil. Oh my God, it's Lil. My name is Lil. Why can't you get that through your thick heads? My name is not Nancy. My name is Lil McGee.
Oh, she sure has a lot of spunk. I see why you like her, Matt. I don't think there's anyone in the West who could have tamed a filly like that but you, Matt.
Yeah, I know when I see her all upset and spinning in her skirt like that, I feel funny deep inside. Smokey, we really need to have that talk real soon.
Speaking of talking, I believe Matt sounded like you had a plan. Well, as you all know, the last time we caught Bobby, he had already robbed every train from Missouri to Mexico. His mistake was here at Big Gulch. When you called me in, he thought I was up in Denver, and I made sure no one knew I was in town. Not even Nancy, Dan, or Smokey. I got the Black Mamba outside of town, then hid in the baggage car until we left Big Gulch. And when Bobby made his move, I was there to stop him.
Yep, Matt. Only the mayor and the sheriff knew. It was brilliant. You caught Bobby with his pants down, you could say. I'll say. I heard you arrested him while he was in the latrine car, Matt.
That's just a rotten rumor, Smokey.
But Bobby said you did it at the trial. Said it was sneaky and underhanded.
Now hush, Smokey. He was just bitter that I caught him.
No, his men said so too. Hush, Smokey. And several passengers.
Hush, Smokey.
Oh, shucks.
All right, so here's my thoughts. If I can get you to look at this map here, fellas. Now look here. Bobby will be coming from Amarillo. He can't ride trains. He's too recognizable now. And he knows the stations will be watched. He's going to gather a gang and come by horse. He has to avoid Paradise City, as that is the biggest town west of Amarillo. So he could come through out of the woods, or here, I'm sure you would, and the Finger Lake. Too much ground for us to cover that way. Also, we know he wants the Black Mamba, but he also wants the payrolls that'll be picked up here, and the ore and materials from the mining camp up by Lake Albalo, and those will go to the banks and the shops in Paradise. So I think he's going to try to grab that train, the only place where he has a good place to ambush, and that's here. He will want to get the Black Mamba here when it leaves the Cougar's Hole and starts pushing up Nellie's Pass. This is when it's the most vulnerable.
That's right, Matt. You have to go through Cougar's Hole and up Nellie's Pass to get to Paradise.
Well, it would probably be before it gets too far up Nellie's Pass. The line narrows there. The Black Mamba will find it tight up Nellie's Pass. It has to slow down, so that would make it the ideal spot.
Would anyone here like another drink?
Well, who are you?
Oh, Matt, this here is Daisy Cockett, the new waitress here. She comes to us from Paradise.
What brings you all the way from Paradise?
I used to work at the train station there, but I lost my job.
What happened, Missy?
Too many long hours.
You mean with the train schedules?
No, with the station manager. And his wife found out.
Well, bring us another round, little lady. We have work to do. Back to the plan, Matt? All right, so as Sheriff Dannon said, the best place to hijack the Black Mamba is before it starts up Nellie's Pass. So 2 mornings from now, when the Black Mamba arrives, I, Sheriff, and Diesel Dan will be on the Mamba. Diesel Dan will be up with the engineer in the cab. The sheriff and I will be in a passenger car. And we will get 2 deputies to be in the safe car in the payroll and minor shipment. 5 of us should be enough, as Bobby won't have time to get a big gang together. And he will want to strike soon before he thinks we can organize a manhunt here. He wouldn't know I'm here, so that's our advantage again. Matt, are you sure I shouldn't deputize a few more? Or I could even ride to Santa Fe to get some marshals, or to Flagstaff and get some federal troopers? No, Sheriff, I think we need to strike hard and fast, and a small group is better.
Can't I go, Matt?
No, Smokey, not this time.
But, Matt!
Well, if he wanted, he could go for me, Matt. I go find some more help.
Yeah, you could use me, Matt. I could be a big help.
No, Smokey. Now head over to Miss Nancy and tell her I'll be in the front row for the next show. Then head on home before your parents worry about you.
Ah, shucks. Now, Smokey, you're too small, Smokey. Go run this errand, Smokey. Do this, Smokey. Do that, Smokey. Stay out of the brothel, Smokey. Don't tell anyone about the picture, Smokey. It's all a bunch of horse poo.
Why, Matt, that sounds like a hell of a plan. Why, I do declare, this will be a story to tell grandchildren, if I were lucky enough to have some little sumbitches around.
Here are your drinks, gentlemen.
Well, this calls for a toast. To Matt Clark, the best railroad dick ever. Cheers, Matt.
Go, Matt.
everybody, we are joined by Joyce. Joyce has joined us.
I have.
Hi, Andy T, and anybody else who came in we've missed. I got to talk this way to the microphone.
Henry.
And hello, Henry. You're still too young.
So, yeah, hi, everybody.
Hi. And this is Daisy.
Oh, yeah.
It's Lil, damn it.
It's real, baby.
Wait, did you shut it down?
Did I do it?
No, I just wanted to, I was trying to get this up real quick.
Ah, shucks! No, Smokey, you're too small, Smokey. Run this errand, Smokey. Do this, Smokey. Do that, Smokey. Stay out of the brothel, Smokey. Don't tell anyone about these pictures, Smokey. It's all a bunch of horse poop.
Really, you should belt out Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. That's the best you're getting.
Actually, that wasn't bad. Now remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, Joyce just says a collective hi. She doesn't go through all the names like we all do.
Yeah, sorry. It's just bad.
Do you want to answer that one or shall I?
No, and you shouldn't either.
Okay.
He has no idea, Ed.
I was just lucky, Ed. She was feeling it that day. Sadly, Jason, not many. I should be showing some drains here. No, unfortunately, my voice is kind of high to begin with. I have to force myself to talk lower. But, so,
It's real easy for me to get up that high. It's easy to do Mickey Mouse, too. Oh, hi, kids. This is Mickey Mouse.
Joyce can't get that high.
Oh, I can't. I need a gazillion in the water to try to even do it. That's the Sunday outfit. Church going outfit.
Yeah, I worship at that altar.
Sure do.
I wish there were excuses, but no, I just naturally can get my voice that high.
She was too. Yeah.
I'm Madame Donna. I'm Madame Donna. Donna Law.
You look like you have.
You look like you have, yeah.
I'm Donna. Donna Law.
I bet you have.
You got a lot of orange on your layer.
Yeah, it's all those buildings I printed up.
I know. It's time to start spray painting or something.
Put that over there for you.
Yeah.
Going to the 11 lane. Everybody coming through. Woo! Oh, just one guy coming through.
Just if you could do a Bee Gees number, I guess.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, lots of trains. Trains.
Oh, he's doing pretty well, I think. He eats like crazy.
He doesn't stop eating.
Doesn't stop eating. He's starting to grow out of his littler clothes, though, and just the length. Not really. He's got plenty of tummy room yet. And our poor daughter would like him to get a little bit bigger tummy.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a ladies' man. No time to Been kicked around since I was born.
He's starting to smile, though. That's the best part. The little guy.
Yeah, he's useless right now. When he can walk and play with trains, then bring him around.
Right.
Yeah.
For you.
Oh, that'll get hate mail from the daughter. If she's listening in. Honey, if you're listening in, Dad was just kidding.
she's known you for 32 years. That would not ruffle her for a minute.
You never know.
Well, yeah.
And you can feel the wind.
I was doing Marty Robbins earlier. Out in the West Texas, down in the Pacific. Well, we had a Rusty Twanger singing "In a Got to Beat It" to the tune of
Right.
Laredo.
Right.
Or El Paso, not Laredo. Wonderful, wonderful, the original Rusty Twanger. The original Twangster. Yeah. I'll go give it to my Matt voice. Matt Goff, railroad detective. Yep, Rusty's one of those original Twangsters.
Ah, shucks. No, Smokey, you're too old. No, Smokey, you're too young. No, Smokey.
What? It's not on, so you shouldn't be smelling the ozone. I'm not smelling the ozone.
Yeah, it smells something. That can't be good.
Ooh, we're gonna catch all three trains on the corner here.
Well,
There goes Alex. And there comes the Railjet.
my goodness.
Your goodness what? You just want oh goodness.
No,
I'm more interested in your badness, but
oh, terrible.
yeah, I want to travel too.
Stop flying.
Yeah, Daisy, yes. Yeah, the chat's gone quiet.
You got flying.
Joyce says you've all gotten too quiet.
I don't know, they might still be just thinking about Daisy.
That's too much information.
Okay. You don't want to see what else you should watch? Well, that's alright.
Well, what? What's all right?
So they're too busy watching the trains. I said, that's
Oh,
alright.
okay.
That's kind of what it's all about, isn't it? Down here in the train room.
Well, they're coming up that ramp again. Oh, they were? Why did I say it looked like they were both going up? They're both coming around here. All right, well, let's go to 11 lane. The ADD special. I was thinking about Daisy. Did you do your Daisy voice?
I don't remember.
Your sultry one?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Gentlemen. Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Would you like
Yeah,
anything?
would
to-
you like
No.
anything?
You didn't have the heavy accent. You'd have to listen to it, wouldn't you?
I do have to listen. I have to listen to my parts before I can go. I forget what they sound like.
Can I get you anything to drink, gentlemen?
Can I get you anything to drink, Tim?
That was close.
Yeah. Yeah. All three of them, right? Poor
It's Lil.
Poor Lil.
Does that joke come up again? Scene 5 and 6 are Bobby's gang.
Let's see, Lil doesn't appear for.
Scene 7,
I don't think it's started.
she's in there, so she's not in 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah, you don't have her stars written. She'll be back.
See if you could do her voice real quick. You should just pull this over and go. I even joined the train. That would be funny.
How are you enjoying the trains, gentlemen?
Ah,
And
Daisy.
ladies?
Ah, Daisy.
That's a known as Nancy and Daisy and Will. And I don't know. Oh,
No,
oh yeah,
no.
not that we're telling yet.
Nope, that's next week.
That's right. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's next week's surprise.
Yep. Alrighty.
And then Daisy comes back in scene 7.
Yep.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
Boxers from up there.
Yeah, I love the. Yeah, today was the boxer shorts being
boxer
thrown.
shorts
You
being
got the
thrown
boxer shorts thrown on you.
It's Lil.
That's right. That's alright. We won't. I won't at least. Not on purpose.
No, I gotta be careful.
He's got to be careful because you know.
No, Smokey, you're too young, Smokey. Run this errand for me, Smokey. Do this, Smokey. Do that, Smokey. Stay out of the brothel, Smokey. Don't tell any about these pictures, Smokey. It's all a bunch of horse poop.
Well, it's hard for Anthony too to wait a week. He'd like to show them all out.
Yeah,
But we have to build up suspense, you know.
but yeah, I gotta get writing again
It's
because we've got 5, 6, 7. So in 2 weeks we'll be showing. Next week will be 5, 6, 7. I still got 3 weeks.
You do, but you're getting there too, I think. What was that?
I don't know.
Huh.
Are you enjoying your trains or not?
Jonathan.
Oh, the boxers. The boxers. Hoping the boxers
The
were clean.
boxers clean. They look clean. The looks can be deceiving.
You know, you almost said that in Lil's voice.
I know.
Oh, you were trying. Okay.
I wasn't playing.
Wow, Nancy, you're just the cutest thing when you get angry.
I know I feel funny when she gets angry and spins around in that skirt. I feel funny deep inside.
Now, Smokey.
Have
Smokey, we need to have that talk real
Have
soon.
we established how old Smokey is?
No, we have not established how old Smokey is.
He looks about, I don't know, somewhere at 6 and 8 in that picture.
Ah, shucks.
Yeah, you would think so. You think he's 10? I don't know. Okay, let me rephrase that. I teach 10-year-olds. He's younger than me. He's not 10.
Smokey's available to answer any questions you might have.
I'm 32.
Gotta save that one.
Yes, you did.
Gotta save
Yeah,
that one.
I'm up to 6 to 8 range on him. I would even say 9.
He's definitely not old enough to be discussing and going through what he's discussing and going through.
Yeah,
But nobody said this was appropriate.
he's first or second grade.
Well, I don't know. I just stole this picture from the internet.
I know. The enhanced boy. Oh, really short, but underdeveloped.
Yes, it's a Q&A with Smokey. Ask Smokey any question.
Well, it's a theory scientists are working on right now that hasn't been proven. But really what you want to do is you want to take hydrogen atoms and helium atoms and you condense them. And then when they explode, you die.
It's probably true. A third of us life expectancy of it.
At 8? That would only be 24. Oh, they lived into their 50s back then.
Yeah.
Now, he might not live that long. He might not live to see 9 at the way.
No, Smokey, you can't do this, Smokey. Smokey.
Not bringing up Daisy for a Q&A, no. Would any of you gentlemen?
I know, a bit of rocket
Don't
in
cry
there.
for me, Argentina. Ah, shucks.
Yeah, the problem is I am saying that around the house all the time now.
That is true. Wow, that's terrible.
Ah, shucks.
Why?
See, those of you who were in Tim's live feed the other day, or yesterday, when he lost his volume, I was doing the voices from this cartoon just to have fun. Whatever Tim was saying was coming in all these different people's voices.
Detonate a purple sphere. Radium, uranium stars into uranium, third particle and stuff. Nobody would get that.
Well, that was your problem right there, Andy. You can't get tritium through drinking straws. It doesn't convert it to uranium that way. You have to use brass rods. It's the only way. Jeez, everybody knows that.
Well, hello, John Dawson. That's okay, John. We're almost close to wrap-up time. Up there in your Niagara Falls area.
It's pretty up there.
It's gorgeous up there. We're jealous. You want to adopt a couple of Americans to come live with you? I'll bring my trains.
Maybe next time, smoke it. Smoke it.
Now, Smokey. Uncle, thank you very much. See, Matt has got a little bit of Elvis in his voice.
There it
Now,
goes.
Smokey, that's enough.
Ah, shucks.
Sheriff's just a little bit of Yosemite Sam.
Sure, lots of room. Yeah, you do have a big layout. Oh, no, his house, he had lots of room. Oh, okay.
Oh, right, David Hahn. I remember that now. The government came in on him. Son, are you making a nuclear bomb?
One double decker in your house.
Aw, shucks, Andy T. Everybody knows you just go down to Brass Rods Emporium. It's on Main Street in Dodge. How would you not know that? Gee willikers. If this is what grown-ups are like, I want to stay little forever.
Yeah. Every now and then, when the Rodrigo catches that one point up there, the turnout, it's the same trippy point, and he and then the stupid blue the blue Rheingold trip it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Vinny's on later today.
Yeah, he usually is. And don't forget to hit the like button. I see 29 of you have.
That was Daisy. You nailed Daisy there.
I did.
You nailed Daisy.
Oh, I did.
Hey, Jerry Sats, how are you? Ray, don't get me thinking. I need to finish this one, but I could do that too.
Indeed.
That might. I could do a model train horror bit. I've already got the characters because I've been doing them on Christopher's live stream when he's playing Train Simulator.
Yeah, you go down to Rod's Brass Emporium. He's got brass rods and brass sheets and brass balls, or at least that's what everybody I hear says. And he's got a couple of big brass balls.
Andrew March West was here and leaving.
Hey, Gary. That's what's moving. See what the 33 likes is that, huh?
Yeah, that's a high. 33. Wow.
Way to go, guys.
Well, it was Daisy.
Little Daisy persuasion.
Well, by Andrew March West. I don't remember seeing him
Coming
in here.
Terry, who's Smokey? Well,
Oh,
he'll post it again.
Jerry, you need to be watching my cowboy series, the Matt Clark. He's a character in the Matt Clark, but he had a big part in today's episode.
But he talks like this. But he's a little too grown up for his age. Ah, shucks. Ah, shucks. Doesn't even know who I am.
All right, Jackie, take care. Get better.
Yeah, Jackie. Take care. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if anything, it might be this thing. So we'll unplug that.
Okay. Rants is suggesting that was you.
No, that is not a picture of me. Although maybe I looked a bit like that when I was a kid.
Uranium's been difficult to get a hold of since lockdown.
What's been difficult to get hold of?
Uranium.
Yeah.
Seriously, I would say pretty much everything.
Are you kidding? We have a uranium mine. We get it all the time.
Oh, you're learning, woman. You're learning. Oh, honey, you got him at 1 mile an hour. He's actually going to keep chugging. They go at 1 mile an hour. Or a kilometer an hour, I'm sorry. There, you got it. You got to go above it. Click off the lights. Okay, well, it has been... It has been another 2 hours plus come and gone. As always, it is awesome to have you people. You guys are amazing. I can't believe you come back here every Friday for the insanity. I'll be posting episode 4 up very quickly. If you missed it or want to rehear some of the very inappropriate humor, remember this series is not for children. But again, just keep supporting everybody out there. It's awesome. You know, I come out and try to support you guys, and I appreciate that y'all come back. And just wonderful to have you all here. I think I hit an all-time. I think this is the most thumbs up I've gotten on a live feed for sure. Maybe one of the most thumbs up I've ever gotten on any video. No, there's one's got 50 thumbs up, but it's also got 6,000 views. But anyhow, I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting my insanity, and hopefully it wasn't a waste of your time. But then again, you wouldn't come. So I'm just going to say what I always say every week. Take care, everybody. I'll see you somehow, somewhere, somebody's stream. So